What is up, my viewers? Spang here, bringing you a little short video. I guess you could call it a PSA on the Tier 5 tank destroyers. Now, one of you, I can't recall who exactly, but they asked what can they do to make the Su-85 the best Tier 5 tank destroyer. And to be completely honest, as long as you have it fully upgraded and have all the best components on there, it's pretty much the best there is without you doing anything to it. So in terms of equipment, as a tank destroyer, you're obviously going to want the camouflage net and the binoculars. The third is really your preference, but to be completely honest, it's really going to come down to you're either going to get the medium caliber tank gun rammer or you're going to get the improved ventilation class 2. So one of these two, it's really just a matter of preference at that point. I mean, yeah, you could get the gun laying driver, the toolbox. The toolbox might be useful, but at the same time, I feel like as a tank destroyer, you're supposed to be hidden, and therefore you shouldn't be technically too worried about taking damage. Also, you have so little health that if anything gets busted, chances of you actually fixing it in time, even with the toolbox, before you die, are very slim. So, and also the gun laying drive, I feel like the tank aims more than fast enough. So it really, yeah, I recommend gun rammer or ventilation. It's your choice. And the reason I say it's just default the best Tier 5 tank destroyer without even having to do anything to it is because, well, I've played a bit of the other ones. I played the Stug, definitely. The Stug 3, here it is. It definitely beats it in rate of fire. Like, you can't... That's the one thing the Su-85 does not have going for, is rate of fire. You will have a 6.82 rate of fire, at least half, a little less than half, if I'm not mistaken, of the Stugs. And the American tank destroyers, if I'm not mistaken, fire even faster. But the thing is, they don't have as much penetration, not even close to as much penetration, nor do they have as much damage per shot. Now, damage per second might be higher, but that's only if you penetrate. And as a TD, you really don't want to... My preferred style of playing TDs is you hit them once, you hit them hard, and they never see you in the first place. So you stay camouflaged, you fire that one shot. The more you're firing, the more likely it is you're going to light up. So I think the Su-85 actually plays like a tank destroyer is meant to play. And to be completely honest, after using the Stug 3, I love my Su-85. And it is the only Tier 5 tank destroyer that gets a Tier 7 gun. So... very often, you've seen a couple games of me playing this Su-85. Me and my buddy Tank677 a while back ran dual Su-85s where we were the top tier. And I was saying that during that commentary, you know, at no point was I concerned about us losing. So let's get down into the nitty-gritty of if you really play your Su-85 a lot, and I do mean a lot. Let's check here really quick. How many games do I have in this thing? I have a total of 307 games in this thing. So when I say a lot, I mean like something along the lines of 1,000 games. You're going to get upgraded crew skills, obviously. So as you can see, I've already started my crew skills a little. Obviously, first row you're going to want to go for is camouflage. Except for your crew commander, you're going to want to give him 6 cents. Because as a TD, you want to know when your camouflage is broken, when the enemy actually sees you, because that lets you know you need to move. The other way, if you don't have this perk, the only other way you know that they see you is if they shoot you, and that is definitely not preferred. I was gonna say after 6 cents, you would want to get camouflage, but that's really a choice of your own. It really comes down to 6 cents, situational awareness, and recon. Basically, those are the 3 skills you're going to want to focus on. What order is completely up to you. But recon and situational awareness both extend your view range. That helps you spot those enemy tanks at farther away. Basically, it makes sure that you can stay hidden and you keep them as far away from you as possible so you stay hidden. But yeah, I don't recommend mentor, maybe jack of all trades if you really want to, but again, I don't think it's really all that necessary, because if one of your crew gets knocked out, chances are pretty good you're going to be dead soon anyway. It's not going to come into effect that much. You want to put things into perks that basically keep you from even being seen in the first place. So, yep, basically that's what you want to focus on for your commander. I personally would recommend camouflage after 6th Sense than one of those view range extending perks. Now, let's look at your gunner. Like I said, camouflage first, definitely a good one. But maybe, here's the thing on him. I would definitely, after camouflage, I'd go for designated target. Definitely helps those enemy vehicles you spot stay in your field of view longer. As a TD, that's important. Armorer, maybe. Again, your gun doesn't get damaged too often, and if it does, you might not get it. Basically, it might not be too much of a factor, but I would say basically designated target, then armorer, and then I suppose repairs. But to be completely honest, if you're going for a 3rd crew skill, I would highly recommend Brothers in Arms. I know I didn't cover it much with the crew commander here, but basically I want to... That's what I would recommend, is 3rd crew skill would be Brothers in Arms. So for the commander, it would be 6th Sense, Camouflage, Brothers in Arms, and then that view range extending one. And trust me, that 3rd perk takes a long time to get up. It took my buddy Tank 677 in his Object 704, I think, about 1,300 games to get to his 4th crew skill. So it's really that, to be completely honest, you're not going to be worrying too much about crew skills in your SU-85. And like I said, Brothers in Arms would be a 3rd crew skill that you would have to worry about. It's unlikely you would get to that point. Definitely, for your driver, after camouflage, you want clutch braking. The faster you can turn your tank, the less likely it is those scouts will kill you. After that point, I suppose, again, Brothers in Arms for your 3rd. And as a 4th, I guess preventative maintenance. Is this a perk or a... It's a perk. Alright. So maybe not even that. Again, 3rd and 4th skills are very unlikely to be seen on a tier 5 tank destroyer. Now, for your loader, I would probably go with Adrenaline Rush because, in my personal experience, you typically don't get hit too often in your ammo rack. It has happened to me very rarely. And Intuition, HE is pretty much useless. The only reason I have HE loaded on this tank at all, I only have 2 shells, is for preventative purposes. If someone's on our capture point and I need to guarantee I hurt them in some capacity, I load HE just to reset those cap points. But in terms of doing any sort of damage, it's pretty much useless. Even as a tier 3 artillery, I have my tier 4 French artillery. And using HE on this thing versus tier 5 tanks, I've done as little as 12 damage. That was it. Not 12%, 12 hit point damage. So HE really isn't a factor, so don't focus on Intuition. I'd say for the loader, go Camouflage, then Adrenaline Rush, then Brothers in Arms. And again, this is all your personal preference. Maybe repairs if you want it, maybe firefighting if you want it, but it's all does come down to personal preference. So now that we covered that a little, let's just go into a battle here with our SU-85, see if we can't get top tier, and I will demonstrate how this tank really handles if I get top tier. It handles decently well in lower tiers. See, right here, you'll see this happen. It's just the way the matchmaker works. The Stug 3 on the other team, definitely in a worse position than I am, because I believe he only has 138 penetration, and that is if he has the upgraded gun, whereas I have 167. The only other tank destroyer that is comparable to the SU-85, in my opinion, is the French tier 5 tank destroyer, but it is a lot less more maneuverable. I think its rate of fire is slightly slower, but we'll check that out after this battle here, definitely. And I mean, I haven't played the tier 5 French tank destroyer, but my buddy, Tank 677, has. And he says he does not enjoy it as much as he enjoys his SU-85, but he also hasn't gotten, he doesn't have the upgraded engine. So it might be a factor, but he says it's only a minor amount of horsepower. He doesn't think it'll make that much of a difference, but in terms of just overall mobility, the SU-85 has proven faster. Actually, I do have a game of him and me playing. I'm playing my SU-85, he's playing his French tier 5 tank destroyer, and he he and I basically win it for the team, as per usual. I mean, I kind of knew we were going to win, even when our team started losing very badly. I was like, no, I don't feel like losing today, and just basically decided to win. That's all it really came down to. I'll put that commentary up. I would like to make it a co-op commentary, but we'll see if that happens at all. Come here, M6. Hit him, but for not more. Basically, it was just a critical. I'm going to want to back up right here. That IS-3 wanting to shoot me, but I'm not going to let him. It's kind of odd. Normally, if I do these live, it's more of Let's Play style, where I'm not talking about what's going on in the match. I am very... Oh gosh, I'm not going in front of that. It's very reactionary, and I don't typically analyze. Right now, our team is down by 1. Field is not too heavily covered. We have a tank destroyer pushing up field. I am probably going to die here very shortly. IS-3 coming up on me. I'm going to drive in front of this M4, but it's the lesser of two evils. IS-3 coming up behind me. I want to get out of here before he even gets close to this. I am in a very bad position right now. I'm going to watch my Tiger 2 side. If nothing else, when I die, I will provide a shield for him. The other tanks on his side will not be able to basically shoot him as easily because my dead Husk will be blocking the way. Field, not looking to... Oh, we have a Low and a Lorraine over there taking on an M18. We could so use that armor in the town right now. Our M18 over here kind of just providing a deterrent to this enemy force. Our Tiger 2 doing very well for himself, but he appears to be fully upgraded, so what more would you expect? Basically, right now, this IS-3 and KV-4 are probably going to be the end of me, but we have a Tiger 2 working on flanking them. This M18, he should get in there and block that. If he doesn't, I will. I'm all for using my dead tank Husk to block passageways. This KV-4 looking like he's going to engage this Tiger 2. IS-3 could be a potential one-shot for me at this point. I do an average of 300 damage. If I get a lucky roll, I could kill an IS-3 as a tier 5 TD. And again, that's what I'm saying when I say this is the best tier 5 tank destroyer. Come on, let's do this, buddy. Teams are pretty much even at this point. We've lost a bit more heavy things. There we go, pulling ahead in terms of tanks destroyed. In terms of tier tanks destroyed, we are the only team that has lost to tier 8, that T-34. I'm very good with my T-34. The enemy, my ally here, apparently not so much. KV-4 pulling around, not sure what he's doing here. We've got an Easy 8 trying to kill this IS. I'm going to work on killing this KV-4. Is he going to pull around this corner? Yes, he is. No, he's not. Interesting. I want to get away from this Easy 8. KV-4 firing. I'm going to see if I can't kill him here. Just tracked him. Nothing more. He's going to try and kill me, but I'm going to back away before he can. We got this IS down the road. Oh, gosh. Come on. Lucky shot. Oh, I tracked him, but I didn't kill him. Hey, I am not complaining. Survivability is all I'm going for at this point. But the fact is, I'm staying alive fairly well as a tier 5 in a tier 8 brawl. Not really able to contribute much, but also, you saw that IS-3, he didn't exactly want to drive in front of me. People do know the tier 5 tank destroyer, the Su-85, is a force not to be taken lightly. Sure, it only has 350 health, but actually, I could be mistaken on this, but I believe that is the most health of any tier 5 tank destroyer. Easy 8 taking a shot from me right there. Oh, he is not happy about that. He barely stayed alive on that one. Is he even aiming at me? No, he's trying to circle back around. He's going to run into that Lorraine. No, that Lorraine is way over there. Easy 8 heading towards our base, maybe looking to kill our artillery, but Panzer IV taking him out. So Panzer IV doing well for himself. Seems like he's just mopping up the enemy team, you know, taking out the scraps, killing things like that barely alive Easy 8 and such. You know, the fact is, this wasn't the best battle to showcase the Su-85, but the fact is I'm alive, and that Stoke 3 is not. It's really just a matter of getting in the right battle, but even in these higher tier battles, you have 167 penetration. You do have a tier 7 gun, and so you can handle tier 7 tanks. It is really nice having that extra penetration and damage, especially in battles where tanks have more health and armor. So, basically, I'm going to try and kill off this Panther 2 here. I don't know what I'm talking about. Panzer 4. Oh, wasted a shot. Whatever. Fairly decent round. And that should, yep, that pretty much wraps it up for the enemy team. That was my ×2, sadly. Shots fired, 5-4 hit. And sniper went to that Tiger too, so well done, my friend. Again, not the best battle showcase, but let's go to the tech tree here and look at the French. Let's go over to the USSR here really quick. Pull up the Su-85 stats. And Su-85, oh, that's Su-100. Wrong tank. Su-100 gun stats. Let's go to the French over here. Stats. And yes, these are going to be stock stats, but that is not the gun that's not the gun tank uses. He uses this one. Tier 6, but in my opinion, I'll take damage any day over damage and penetration any day over rate of fire. So, yes, the Su-85 does have a faster rate of fire. It has 2 more penetration, not really factor. Same damage. It is less accurate, and its aiming time apparently is a little worse, but you know, it's comparable. And when it comes down to it, the Su-85 has a lot more horsepower. It's a lot faster. It has a better traverse speed. It is just a more maneuverable tank in general. It's lighter on the frontal armor, but better on the side and rear armor. To be completely honest, the only reason the French tank has more frontal armor is, as you can see, it is very steep, whereas the Su-85 is very slanted. So that slant's going to come into effect. I would say effectively they both have the same armor. I could be mistaken in that assessment, but basically turret traverse speed, much faster on the Su-85. That is basically your gun swivel, since you technically do not have a turret. View range, wow. The French tank has a much better view range. It will see things coming at it from a lot farther away. Signal range, much better here. I think this might be mine. Is that the default signal range, or is that the upgraded radio signal range? Is one question I have to ask myself. So its upgraded radio signal range is 455, whereas the Su-85 has, bear with me, 525. So the Su-85 can talk to people farther away across the map. Somewhat important, but not all too much point of concern. Anyway, I hope this was informative. For those of you looking for a good Tier 5 tank destroyer, I highly recommend the Su-85. It is a favorite of mine. If you want to see just how good I have done in it, my best score in my Su-85, I've only got Mastery Badge Class 1, but my maximum experience per battle was 1,581. That is premium, so take that for what you will. But my maximum destroyed in battle was 9, and I have a total of 9 top guns in this thing, 5 snipers, etc. So, like I said, that this has pretty much been a breakdown of the Tier 5 tank destroyers. Let's just look at the other nations here for a second, so we can, just so I can show you. Like I said, 138 penetration, 135 damage. Rate of fire is much faster. However, it is not worth it. Like I said, I'll take penetration and damage over rate of fire any day. As a tank destroyer, that is your job. Your job is to fire that one shot from cover, and they never even see you in the first place. So, let us look at the American tank destroyers. The Wolverine, I believe, gets a better gun than the what is it? It's a T-49. T-49 gets this gun, as you can see right there, T-49. But the Wolverine gets a slightly upgraded version with a faster rate of fire. But beside that, same penetration, 128, same damage, 115. Again, I would personally, as a tank destroyer, I will take damage and penetration over rate of fire any day. Anyway, I hope this has been helpful and informative. Basically, if there's any questions, post them in the comments. I'll get to them, maybe. And if you like this video, click that like button. If you want to see more, subscribe. And this has been Bang, and I am signing off.